today we'll talk about what is the purpose of reciprocal cross, why reciprocal cross is being performed. So we know that reciprocal cross, it is simply the breeding experiment where there is interchange of sexes compared to the original cross, or we can say that reciprocal cross is the cross in which the sex is reversed compared to the original cross. So here reciprocal cross simply means the interchange of sexes compared to the original cross. Reciprocal cross simply means interchange of sex compared to original cross. We have already discussed in the part first what the reciprocal. We already discussed in part first what the reciprocal cross is. Here we'll discuss what is the purpose of the reciprocal cross. Why reciprocal cross is being determined. Basically, reciprocal cross, it determines what is the objective of this reciprocal cross. Reciprocal cross determines whether the trait is sex linked or it is an autosomal trait, or we can say that whether the gene is located on X chromosome, sex chromosomes, or it is located on autosomal chromosome. So what is the purpose or objective of reciprocal cross? Reciprocal cross determines this is the objective of reciprocal cross. Purpose of reciprocal cross. The objective or purpose of reciprocal cross is that it determines whether the trait is sex linked or autosomal trait. Actually, this reciprocal cross, it tests the sex linked inheritance of the trait. It tests the reciprocal cross. This is reciprocal cross. It tests what? It tests sex linked inheritance of the trait. It tests the sex linked inheritance of the trait. It reveals that whether the trait is located. What it means? It means that reciprocal cross tests sex linked inheritance. It means that whether the trait is located on, that is, whether trait is located on the sex chromosome or autosome. That is, whether trait is located on sex chromosome or autosome. Autosome are non-sex chromosomes. So it means that what is the influence? This reciprocal cross, it observes the influence of parental sex on the inheritance pattern of the trait. So what is the influence, what is the effect of the parental sex on the inheritance pattern of the given trait? That is being determined by the reciprocal cross. Actually, this reciprocal cross was first performed by Mendel. It was first performed by Mendel, and he said that how he performed the reciprocal cross. He performed the reciprocal cross in this way. We have got tall pea plant. This was taken as male, and it was crossed with dwarf pea plant. It was taken as female. So in the F1, this is their genotype. This is genotype. These are gametes, gametes. These are gametes, gametes. And in the F1 generation, we got tall pea plants, all tall, all tall. F1. Now he performed the reciprocal cross, that is interchange of sex. Interchange of sex compared to the previous cross, where here tall pea plant was taken as female, tall pea plant. This is here it was taken as male, there it was taken as female, then dwarf pea plant taken as male, taken as male. Then genotype is capital T. Genotype is capital T, capital T. This is small t, small t. Then genotype is capital T, and small t, small t. We have gametes, gametes. These are gametes. Obviously, in the F1 generation, we got what? All tall. All tall. Here also we got all tall. Tall, tall, tall. That means Mendel observed that when he performed the this reciprocal cross, there is no difference. There is no difference in the reciprocal cross. That means the same offspring, the same progeny is obtained in the reciprocal cross as we have obtained in the original cross. This is cross first, this is original cross, this is reciprocal cross. So this is original cross, this is original cross, and this is reciprocal cross. So there is the results of the original cross, they are identical to the results of the reciprocal cross. So he said that there is no influence of parental sex on the inheritance pattern of the trait, because of the fact that this is the reason that if these traits were located on the autosomes, they are located on autosomes, the genes were located on the autosomes. So this is the main difference, that if the trait is sex linked, obviously in reciprocal cross the results would not be identical to the original cross. Whereas if the trait is autosomal trait, then the results would be identical. The results of the reciprocal cross would be identical to the original cross. So we can say that here we can write down that if the trait is autosomal, that means if the gene is located on the autosomal chromosome, then the results of the reciprocal cross will be identical to the original cross. And this is the trait which is located on the autosomal chromosome. That means here reciprocal cross, that is we have got this capital T, small t, capital T, small t, that is identical to this result. So this trait is an autosomal trait. Now if the trait is sex linked, or it is located on sex chromosomes, and then the results of the reciprocal cross and original cross would be different. And this was first of all suspected by the Morgan, and Morgan performed the reciprocal cross for the first time. He said that yes, it is the sex of the parent influences the inheritance pattern, and then he performed the reciprocal cross. So here important thing you have to remember is that important point is, if the trait is autosomal, if the trait is autosomal, that means if the trait is located on autosomal chromosome, if the gene is located on autosomal chromosome, then the results of reciprocal cross are identical. The results of reciprocal cross are identical to the original cross, or identical to original cross. This is point first. Then if the trait is sex linked, if the trait is sex linked, then results of reciprocal cross are different from that of the original cross. Then the results of reciprocal are different from that of original cross. And this thing was suspected for the first time by Morgan, and he performed a reciprocal cross in Drosophila fruit fly. So he said that there is a trait, that is eye color. It is located on the sex chromosome. That is eye color trait. Eye color trait. It is located on sex chromosome. That means eye color trait is located on sex chromosome. Obviously, if we take this eye color trait and then go for the reciprocal cross, the result of the reciprocal cross would be different as compared to that of the original cross in case of eye color trait in Drosophila melanogaster fruit fly. So we'll perform this eye color trait cross in case of Drosophila. These parents, in case of Drosophila fruit fly, in case of this fruit fly, this red eye color, it is dominant. This remember that red eye color is dominant. You have to remember, red eye color is dominant. We have red eye color, it is dominant. So we have parents will take red eye color fly. In case of it is Drosophila. Fruit fly. This is red eye color, this is female, it is being crossed with white eye color male. White eye color male. This red eye color is dominant. So we have got to this female. Obviously genotype is capital X. Red eye color is dominant, so we have got capital R. Here white eye color, this is female, that means genotype would be capital X and capital Y. It is having little genus Hollandric, mostly empty. So this gene is located on the X chromosome, so it is an X-linked gene, X-linked trait. So here it is white-eyed. So obviously, what would be the gametes? This is genotype, then gametes. This is genotype. These are gametes. Capital X. These gametes. All gametes have capital X or alleles, while half of the gametes would have X and half of the gametes would have Y. So we have X smaller and Y. Then F1 generation would be, we'll take this and this one, XX. So we have got capital R smaller. Then we'll take capital X, capital Y. So we have got capital X, capital Y. This is capital R and this is Y. We'll take another, this one, capital X, capital R, smaller. Then we have got this one and this one, capital X, capital Y, capital R, this one. So we have got here result is all offsprings are red-eyed. This is red-eyed individual, red-eyed. All offsprings red-eyed. All offsprings are red-eyed. That means we can say that all females, this is female, this is red-eyed. All male Drosophila, these are male Drosophila. This is male Drosophila. This is also red-eyed. So we can say that red eye color, from this cross we said that red eye color is dominant phenotype. Now we'll perform the reciprocal cross. Morgan performed reciprocal cross. This Morgan performed reciprocal cross. For this, in the reciprocal cross, interchange of sex compute to original cross. So we have got parents. We have got red-eyed fly. Here it was taken as female. Now we'll take it. This red-eyed fly. It is taken as male. This is male. So symbol this one. It is being crossed with white-eyed male. Oh, now this white-eyed become female. White-eyed. This is female. White-eyed fly. This is female. Symbol for this is this one. Then we have, what would be the genotype? This is male. Obviously it would be XY. Male. And this is red-eyed fly. This is male. Genotype is capital R. X, capital R, Y. Then it is crossed with white-eyed fly. So we have female. Then genotype is capital X, but it is white-eyed. So war for white eye, this one, smaller, because white color is recessive compared to that of the red eye color. Oh, gametes would be like this. These are gametes. This is gamete. Two different types of gametes would be formed. Half of the gametes would have alleles. Half of the gametes would have alleles, this type of allele. Half of the gametes would have alleles Y. So here all gametes have identical alleles. So this is X smaller. So F1, in case of F1, what we obtained, now we'll start the crossing. Then we have capital X and capital X. So R and smaller. Then this one and this one. capital X and X, this is smaller, this one and this one first, this one and this one second, then we have this one, we have Y and X, that is XY. So here small or capital Y, then we have small X, this X and Y. So obviously, what is the result? What is the result of this cross? We have this is red-eyed, this is red-eyed, this is white-eyed, this is white-eyed. So we can say that 50%, we have 50% offspring. We have 50% offspring red-eyed flies, and 50% offspring white-eyed. So this is red-eyed, this is red-eyed, this is white. So this is white, this is also white, this is red, this is red. 50% offspring is, and all females are what? These are all females are red-eyed. All females are red-eyed. So we can write down all females are red-eyed. All female flies red-eyed. And this all males, male flies, all male flies. What are these? These are white-eyed. See the results. This is the result of cross first, original cross. This is the result of reciprocal cross. These are different. The result of the reciprocal cross is different from that of the original cross. When the result of the reciprocal cross is different from that of the original cross, that means the reciprocal cross is not identical to that of the original cross. We say that the trait is sex-linked trait. So that the gene is located on the X chromosome. It is sex-linked. That means there is the effect of parental sex on the inheritance pattern of the trait. If the trait, we can write down here, this was, we can say that if the there is effect of, what is the effect of parental sex on inheritance pattern of a trait, inheritance pattern of a trait. That means if in a parent the trait is located on a sex chromosome, then the results of the original cross would be different from that of the reciprocal cross. And if the trait of parental trait is located on the autosomes, then the result of reciprocal cross and the result of the original cross are identical. They are not different. So we can say that yes, it is the sex of the parental sex of the parent that influences the inheritance pattern of the trait. In case the trait is located on the sex chromosomes. This was regarding the what is the purpose of the reciprocal cross. So this reciprocal cross is an important cross. It determines whether the trait is located on X chromosome, whether the trait is sex-linked or it is located on the autosomal. If the trait is sex-linked, it is located on the X chromosome, then the result of the then the result of the reciprocal cross is different from that of the original cross. And if the trait is located on autosomal chromosome, then the result of the reciprocal cross and result of the original cross are identical. So in this way it confirms this cross, reciprocal cross, it confirms whether it tests whether the trait is located on sex chromosome or autosome. Thanks.